Hey everyone, Danny White here. I'm the host of Hashtags and Habits. Thank you for joining me today. In this episode, I am on the other side of the mic and I am sharing an interview I did with Business Growth Trailblazers. I got the opportunity to sit down with the host, Alicia Hill, and talk about some of the ways business owners can increase the visibility of their brand and how to increase revenue in that process. Before we get into that episode, I have launched a weekly newsletter as a spinoff from this podcast by the same name. I will share one marketing growth tip and one personal growth tip directly to your inbox every Saturday to help you live, learn, and love your life and business. If you're interested, you can sign up at hashtagsandhabits.beehive.com. The link will also be in the show notes, and you can click directly to that. It's a simple sign up process. Just put your email address in. You'll receive a welcome email from me. And every week you'll start receiving the email on Saturday mornings. In other news, my book, ChatGPT for Content Marketing Success, is also available on Amazon.com and other booksellers as well. As AI continues to progress and grow, you will definitely want to get your copy to help you craft content and marketing strategies efficiently and effectively. That's all from me. Don't forget to rate, review, and share. And now let's get into the episode.
Welcome, Trailblazers. If you're new here, I'm Alicia, and today I'm talking with Danni White. Danni, it's so good to have you. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell our guests a little bit about our audience, a little bit about what you do?
Sure. Our agency focuses primarily on helping small businesses to gain visibility and to increase their revenue through increasing their clients. That's about my agency. I also have a podcast called Hashtags and Habits. It's available on all the platforms, and it talks about kind of breaks down some of the trends and strategies and tactics around digital marketing and emerges personal development with entrepreneurship in there as well.
Oh, I love it. That's super cool. So how did this all get started for you? How'd you end up in social media and helping businesses grow?
So I've been in marketing for about 12 years in different aspects of marketing. I started out kind of by accident. I started writing for Inc. magazine and the Huffington Post. And so that's kind of like how I started to get like my initial ideas and thoughts and opinions out into the public. And then after that, I got a job in B2B marketing. And so I was working there at a local tech startup here for 5 to 6 years. And then I simultaneously at the end, while I was doing that, I was like, okay, I'm going to like go build my own agency, which is very bold and very crazy of us to, go just start something from scratch. But I'm 4 years in now, and I really love the idea of just helping businesses in general grow. I think that it's much more than just helping a business grow. It's that business is taking care of someone's family. It's often taking care of multiple people's families. It's helping to fuel the economy. There's a lot of things that happen when small businesses get the opportunities and the visibility and the chance to grow. And so I'm excited to be a part of that.
Yeah, I love that. We have a lot in common. I feel all of those vibes for sure. So how are you working with small business owners?
So the services that we offer are primarily holistic marketing services. So for us, we start with content in a lot of cases because small businesses often lack the resources and the time to produce that content. And so we pretty much start there by aligning what their business goals are with their audience and then producing the content that needs to be produced. And that content can be in a lot of forms. Sometimes it's social media content, sometimes it's blog content, it's SEO optimized content. Sometimes it's for advertising campaigns. It's ebooks, it's sales enablement content, things like that. And so once we do that, then we kind of move them forward into branding their product or their business, getting their brand messaging down pat, building their website, aligning their website to the goals that they're trying to reach. And then we help them with lead generation, demand generation in different forms, creating that content and emails and messaging to kind of align to that. And then once we've done that, then we kind of like rinse and repeat from there.
Perfect. Yeah, I love it. Sounds like you've got a great process down pat. So as someone comes into your world, if a business owner is like, I don't have time to do any of this, but I know I need it and I want to do it. Mm-hmm. How do you, what's their first step with you?
Well, the first step is a consultation for us to get to know each other, see if we're a good fit, talk about their needs, and talk about the audience they're trying to reach and their business goals. What are those goals within the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months? And then once we see an alignment or a good fit, then we'll move to the next stage of getting a proposal in place, aligning on the cost, and then we start the work. Typically, our contracts are preferably 6 months. We have had a few clients that needed to do 3 months, but preferably 6 months and then 12 months, just so that small businesses can start to see the effects of
Right.
what consistent and good marketing can do for them.
Right, because any content marketing is not a quick process, right?
Yes, very true. It takes time. All marketing takes time. And
Sure.
I often tell clients that if PepsiCo and Apple and all of the big brands, if they have to still do marketing, then you absolutely need to be doing marketing.
I love that. Are you
Yeah.
doing all organic and SEO driven marketing? Are
Yes.
you doing paid too?
So we primarily do organic and SEO driven marketing, just because a lot of small businesses don't know their like target market very well. They also don't have their brand messaging down pat, and so to spend money on paid ads is often a waste of time. They don't get the results that they want, and it's a waste of money as well, right? So we start with organic because there's a lot of testing that can be done. There's a lot of um, research and analytics that can be put behind that, and we can really see like, okay, what is resonating with your particular audience, what's working, what's not working, and then kind of go from there on like what are the recommendations and the next steps.
Yeah. We're a big believer in paid traffic over here, but you're right. It can be very dangerous if you don't have a really good process in place. It's going to magnify
Yes,
everything that you're doing right, or it's going to magnify everything that you're doing wrong or that you
for
need to
sure.
improve. So, yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
totally in agreement with you there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are
I'm not an opponent of paid media. I mean,
right?
we do some paid media, but only after that, like all the branding and the
Sure.
messaging has been established. So yeah,
Yeah.
it helps to
Yeah.
optimize the paid media as much as possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you want to spend the least amount possible to get the highest return.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
So if a business owner is kind of in that place of saying, I know I need to do this, is there a first step that they can kind of take on their own? Is there a tip that you can give our listeners where they can kind of start this process?
Sure. So I would say if you're not familiar with or you haven't been creating content, I would say to start there. Start with the baseline. If you have a website, the first thing that you can do is you can write a 500, 600 word blog post. There are so many AI writing tools out there that can help you with ideas and drafting and outlining and things like that, and start posting that. That would be the first thing that I would do. Like start with that and then share that content on your social media platforms through LinkedIn, um, those types of things, and then see like what is the response that you're getting.
Yeah, I think that is a great place to start. Now, I feel like I could go down the AI tangent and we could go down that rabbit hole and talk for hours. Do you recommend that people use AI to write an entire blog post?
I recommend that people use AI for generating ideas, brainstorming, and outlining the type of blog post that you want to write. I think there are higher level AI tools out there that can give you a first draft, but copying and pasting directly from AI is a no go. I think
I
the
love that you
last
said that.
update, yeah, that's a no go. I think the last update from Google, which was like almost 2 weeks ago now, um, it was partly AI based content is like going down the drain
Yeah.
because it can really tell once if someone is writing on, let's say, automation, there's a million pieces of content on automation. And if everyone is using AI, it's all going to pretty much say the same thing. So
Yeah.
that will help with your SEO optimization. The more original you can be, the more comprehensive you can be in your thought leadership, that will help you.
So if someone is listening and they have no idea what we're talking about when we say SEO, can you explain
Mhm.
that a little bit?
Yes. So in practical terms, SEO is search engine optimization. And it's when you go to Google and you search for a particular term, And the first 10 items that come up, those have been well optimized for search. So let's say if we were to type in, I'll just say best marketing agencies in Frisco, for example. I'm in Texas, so Frisco is part of where we live. Um, what comes up on the first page is going to give you the best results, right? Those are the top 10 or top 12. I think Chrome, if you're looking in Chrome, it gives you like the top 20 on the first page or something like that. But it's basically people have used keywords to optimize that particular content and to get in position to be the first or second or third person that people can find when they're searching for something.
Yeah. If someone is looking to maybe implement a really quick win with SEO, what is the first thing that they can do today?
Really quick win. So two things about that. There are no quick wins with SEO. I want to be super realistic.
Right.
There are no quick wins with SEO. I do think that there are lower hanging fruit that can easily be optimized. So let's say that you have a website and you haven't really optimized for meta tags and meta descriptions. That's something that you can easily do. Google Search Console will help to give you places where your website can be optimized. You can also use a tool like SEMrush to also give you those optimization points and places where you can improve your website. That's like a very baseline starting point without you having to create anything new. Like get your website aligned to the proper standards that Google often looks for when they're ranking. And that's a very basic baseline thing to do for SEO.
Yeah, I think that is a great place to start. I think even that is probably overwhelming for some business owners. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know what any of that means, then you're definitely going to find Danni's link and click it in the description of this episode to help you.
Yes, and we're more than willing to help you with that.
Part. I love it. So speaking of bringing in clients, how are you currently bringing in clients?
Well, all organic for right now. We have brought in the majority of our clients through LinkedIn, and I produce a lot of content on LinkedIn, and through referrals, through word of mouth, just clients telling other clients, and that has worked pretty well for us. I think when you do good work and you take care of one customer, that often leads to many more customers down the road. So, like customer service, having a good system, good operational lead, or just operational processes is really important.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you there. And how long did you say you've been doing this? 4 years.
This is our 4th year as an agency.
Yeah. So you've had that exponential growth of clients telling other people, and yeah, that's awesome. That's a testament to how well you've taken care of people, for sure. I love it. So what are your next plans for growth? What are your next steps in business?
So our next plans for growing our business is through email newsletter. This year we're taking our own email newsletters very seriously, and so that's one way that we want to grow our business. And also, while we're getting sponsors for the newsletter, we'll also share our services with them. And then secondly is through the podcast. I feel like the podcast is exponentially growing. This is our 2nd season, so it's been really good. And so we want to grow that as well. And those are 2 avenues that I feel will help to grow the business even further.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you're building out your email list and your podcast group, are you building a community of them where they're like able to connect with each other?
Well, not yet. Eventually we will we're planning to have a membership based community based off of the podcast and based off of like the email subscribers. We've not gotten into that yet because running a membership community is a lot of work.
Sure.
I've worked with a few clients who have their own membership community, and it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. So I am looking at what that looks like, but that's probably a year or 2 down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Even just a free group where people can go for free to get more of that community feel, where they're getting access to trainings that you're doing, or, just things that you're already doing. You could just put in that community to then, when you're ready to launch that that paid membership, you have a big pool of people, because the newsletter
sure.
is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love that. And you definitely should be building that. The podcast is awesome. Podcast, I would say, is like super great because they're hearing your voice. And are you doing
Yes.
video podcasting too?
I've not done video for my solo episodes, but I'm just integrating interviews into the podcast as well. So I'm bringing on other people that are experts in various aspects of digital marketing or just business strategy. So we just started doing interviews last month, and so those are on video.
Perfect. Yeah.
All
So
the
when they
people
can
see on video.
yeah. So when they can see your face and hear your voice at the same time, something magical does happen. It builds rapport so much faster. So
For sure.
if you add that free group before you're ready for the paid membership, where you're able to post all of this content and just really build that rapport, I could see that just launching, everything even more. So
For sure.
that's
Yeah.
something that I think you could definitely
Something to look
implement.
at.
I
Yeah,
love everything that you're doing, and we could talk all day on this because this is my jam too. So,
nice.
but if people, since we're kind of trying to keep it bite-sized for everyone, if people are interested in anything that you have to say, can you give your website a shout out so that people can head there?
Yes. So the newsletter, you can subscribe at hashtagsandhabits.beehive.com. It's a Beehive newsletter. Beehive is a very popular newsletter platform, so we're trying that out. The podcast is the same name, hashtags and habits, and it's available on all podcast platforms. And then we have our agency website, which is dwccagency.com.
Perfect. Well, I am going to link all of that for, like I said, really easy clicking in the show notes so that people can find you super simply. Thank you, Danni, so much for being here today. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
For sure. Thanks, Alicia. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. All right, wherever you're listening, we'd love it if you would give this episode a like and share it with someone who might need it, and follow us wherever you're listening to this. Thanks so much for being here.